are here at CES 2025 in Las Vegas. We have a lot of announcements from Siemens, so many that we want to talk with Peter Koerte. Peter is member of the board of Siemens. I had a great pleasure first meeting him in Toronto. It was Toronto, right?
That's correct.
And you do a great job because you're all around the world.
Yes.
Talking about innovations and technology. So, Peter, first, you want to summarize the topics that you presented today in the press conference.
Yeah. So the big topic here at CES this year is about AI. In our case, industrial AI, which has a lot to do with all the data of the 17 billion devices that you have out there that's sending data, and only 20% is used. 80% today is not accessed. And there's so much value in that data that's not being accessed today. And we want to bring this to life. So we're going to harness that data that's not being used today. And with that, we can create additional value for our customers because they need to become more competitive, more resilient, and more sustainable, and all of it at the same time.
And how is Siemens ensuring that AI, the applications, remain safe, reliable, and trustworthy, especially in critical industries like energy and manufacturing?
So what we do is we take the large language models that's generally available, and then we do a lot of augmentation. So we do fine tuning, we do retrieval augmented generation, where we help the AI to understand the context. And so thereby we avoid hallucination. And then we test this over and over and over again so that we make sure that actually what is being generated is accurate.
You talk about digital twins in the frame of sustainable aviation, and you announced a partnership with Jet0. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So if you think about the aerospace industry and the way airplanes are being built, it hasn't really fundamentally changed since the 50s. So that now is the question, why isn't there, or are there better designs? And what Jet0 is trying to do is by building what is called a blended wing body. So it has a very large wing. With that, you get better coefficients for the aerodynamics. And you use much less fuel as a result. So as a matter of fact, they reduce fuel consumption by 50%. And that is a game changer because we know that today aviation is one of the major contributors to greenhouse gas emissions, providing 3 to 4%. And so that's what Jet0, zero as being carbon neutral, is really aiming at. And in order to do so, they need a lot of technology. They need a lot of technology where they can build that airplane first in the digital world, then they need to manufacture it. And guess who is really good at designing and manufacturing? That's Siemens.
When you talk about the Siemens Industrial Copilot, you mentioned the workforce challenge that we have. There are a lot of discussions about global labor markets with the talent shortage. What company needs to do to address this, and what Siemens is doing?
It's a major challenge. If you ask manufacturing executives in the United States, but everywhere in the world, they will tell you finding new workers, but also retaining them is a big issue because we've seen the average tenure of the factory worker has dropped from 20 years down to 3 years. That only happened since 2019. So it's a big issue. And we are able to capture all that knowledge in our industrial copilot. And that knowledge then is captured. And then if people start new, they actually can take the copilot and the copilot's telling them exactly what to do. And so it's a major solution for our factory customers to retain the knowledge and to speed up, the productivity and also the quality of the work.
This is a huge challenge, and I think Siemens is doing a lot about it all over the world. You mentioned partnerships. You are building an ecosystem of partners all over, constantly. And today you talk about the partnership with Sony,
NVIDIA, AWS, Microsoft,
IBM, Accenture also. So what about the photorealistic digital twins and mixed reality with Sony?
Yeah. So if you take them together, number one is if you build a digital twin which is multi-physics, right? So it really behaves the same way as in the real world. This is what you do in Siemens software. However, then you make it look good, photorealistic. This is where the partner with NVIDIA, because NVIDIA is really good. So we built a round trip where you can send our digital twin into NVIDIA, make it photorealistic, and then send it back. So for our customers, that's great to see. And then as you get it back, you may not want to look at it on the screen, but you really wanted to have it immersive. So that's why with Sony, we are providing a headset, a head-mounted display, where you can have that as an immersive engineering, where engineers can sit around and look at the, for example, the airplane and manipulate it and design and optimize it. And that's really, it's a game changer because it feels very natural.
Absolutely. And last question is about startups.
Yeah.
Working with big companies to now working also with startups. What the announcement about the program with startups means?
Yeah. So you're right. There's definitely more potential for us also to grow and to support startups, so smaller companies. And what they need is access to that technology. And usually this is highly priced. And that's where we said, in particular for startups, early stage startups, we're going to provide heavy discounts where the first year we'd use it by 90%, second by 80s, third by 70%, so that they can grow and scale as they need that technology. And that's what we announced today. And we're very much looking forward with all the startups to work together to help them scale.
It's a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you for your time and really appreciate all your...
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.